It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Houston Texans and the Baltimore Ravens. And it comes your way next on Madden Football.
It's showtime, baby.
Next to some of the northernmost waters of the beautiful Chesapeake Bay, we're at M&T Bank Stadium near Baltimore's Inner Harbor. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Justin Tucker has this all teed up. And we're off from Baltimore. Dameon Pierce now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out is the second overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's C.J. Stroud.
It didn't take long for C.J. Stroud to make an immediate impact into the NFL, and it didn't take long for me, Kate, to form an opinion, but this guy's just different. He just processes the game quicker. Remember talking to Ryan Day on the practice field in Columbus, watching him in college, and he just alluded to that as well. It's the anticipation. It is knowing where everybody is and getting that ball out before any receiver will even break on a route. C.J. was unique in that way, and that skill set has been a big part of his success.
It's a gain of 22, and the Texans are going to have a first down. Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. Stroud throwing here on first. Has him on the quick hitter. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Slot receiver headed left. On play action, here's Stroud. Flushed out of the pocket. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
They're going to try to pick it up with an option left. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, it was bad enough that the previous run went backwards. You've got to have balance in this league. I mean, you really do. There's no chance offensively to find sustained success unless you present run and pass to a defense. And right now, this defense is owning your run game.
Texans going to kick this away on 4th, and it's Tommy Townsend on for the punt. And, oh, just a hair too much on that kick. The punt lands in the end zone. This one's coming out to the 20. So here now are the Ravens on offense to begin their first drive. And they're brought out by someone who is the modern example of an elite running quarterback, the multiple-time MVP, Lamar Jackson.
A decade plus before Lamar, it was a guy named Michael Vick who was the standard for dual-threat quarterbacks. Well, today, that standard is Lamar Jackson, who at his best is an MVP-caliber player, the most exciting player, not just in his position, but in all of football. And don't let that running overshadow the strides he's made as a passer, too, in the pocket and as a franchise quarterback to build upon. It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. It's a gain of 4 there, and that'll be first down, Baltimore.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense, and I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Putting a receiver in motion. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Bateman hauls it in. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Derek Stingley putting that play to bed.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They send the tight end in motion. 2nd and 4. Short pass brought in. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Man in motion out of the slot. Throwing now on 1st down, it's Jackson. To the left side, caught by Andrews. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They got 24 yards on the play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Good opening drive to this point. They've got another first down at the 34. From the gun, a run for Henry. And he gets this forward to the 19. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
From the red zone now. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards of it into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
Lamar now from the gun. Andrews with the catch. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. All right, still scoreless through one quarter, but that looks like it's going to change pretty soon. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. Back to the bank in just a moment. Welcome back. Second quarter about to start. Ravens with a chance for at least 3, maybe 6. Man in motion here. Turning to Henry on 3rd. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
Staring at 4th down, the Ravens will go with Justin Tucker to try for 3. From the left hash, about 31 yards out. Tucker's kick is up and good. And they're on the board.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Set to return, this is Braxton Berrios. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. This Texans offense readied up for its second drive of the contest. And coming off our first points of the ballgame, they're going to take over now trailing 3-zip. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Throw right side, hauled in by Collins. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Giving that tackle to Kyle Van Noy.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Shotgun now, first round. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
Stroud now on third. Completed to his running back. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or two short for the first down.
Tommy Townsend on the punt. And this is the second time he's been brought on to kick it. Got 46 on his first punt, and this one's pushing a little more distance. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Ravens will take over with a lot of field ahead of them. They'll start this series with an option left. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
When they draw up these plays for the quarterback, these are the type of results they're expecting, Kate. Something that could tear a hole in the defense, move the chains, and just as importantly, and maybe most importantly, put a seed of doubt and thought into that defensive mind that the QB can run at any time.
First down, ball at the 36. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they bring him down after he ran through him up to the 43. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
2nd and 3. He's got Andrews. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. It's a pickup of 11. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First and 10. Here's Jackson. This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. From the gun, Jackson. His pass is complete. That's Zay Flowers. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
That brings us to the 2-minute warning at the Inner Harbor. The Ravens looking for a bigger lead before the break. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Lamar throwing again. As his man, it's DeAndre Hopkins. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They send a tight end in motion. Now Jackson off the play action. Taken in by Likely. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. 2 yards on the pickup. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Tight end motioning right. And again, it's Jackson. Into the hands of Likely. Has some room to work. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens grow their lead just before halftime. You love seeing a tight end get the chance to show off those wheels, right? And in the best of cases, he could rumble the whole way home.
Kate, think of getting somebody with that type of mass rolling at full speed. Who's really going to want to stand in the way, wants to stop him anyhow? The answer, nobody.
Justin Tucker to try the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Ravens make it a 10-point ball game. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Barrios now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Texans going on offense now, just before halftime. And down a couple of scores, Brock. They probably try to get this into field goal range to trim that lead before halftime. First down, Stroud. Schultz with the catch. He's got a gain of 6 there. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the gun, Stroud finds him over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Houston calls it 2nd timeout. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Stroud throwing here on first. Connects with Mechie. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. To the air yet again. It's Stroud. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had 2 choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force to throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And that's going to fall incomplete with every 9 seconds left.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you've got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
So it'll be Tommy Townsend once again to punt this away. Tylan Wallace on the return for the Ravens. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And this is the punt you want every time. He bounces out of bounds and sticks them inside their own 10. One last play before the break. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And he doesn't get much there on what turns out to be the final play of the half. So we've reached halftime here in Baltimore. The Ravens flying into the break with a lead. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
We saw a terrific first half from the dual-threat quarterback, Lamar Jackson. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. On the return, here comes Justice Hill. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Ravens and Derrick Henry making their way back out on offense. And his performance has ailed against what has been a very stout defensive front. This hasn't been a contest to stack up there among his better showings, partner. They've made it real difficult to find any holes to hit, and there's been absolutely no space for him to work with. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. The drive begins with Henry, and he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Running once more with Henry. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Kamari Lassiter getting up there to make the stop. The rookie from Georgia in on that tackle.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
Jackson now on 3rd. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, he's going to run for it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the 1st down. Fine. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. One of the tight ends motioning right. The play clock ran all the way down there, and this is going to cost the offense. Everyone was set and at the line. The quarterback just didn't snap it before the play clock hit 0. They'll have to come up with 5 extra yards now after that 1st down flag. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Finding Flowers. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. Second and 6 coming up here. Here's Henry on the option. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even ripped through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Shotgun snap to Jackson. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
Big play got him to the doorstep, Brock. 4 more yards now in goal to go. Henry. And he pushed for it, but they managed to stop him at the 2. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Trying to run with Henry. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Ravens grow the lead coming out of halftime. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. Made the right read on the RPO inside the red zone, Brock, and things worked out.
And you know what is so key about these RPOs? It's that mesh point. It's the details right there, not immediately giving any indication of what they were going to do, and it created, Kate, the slightest of hesitations for the defense, and that slightest opportunity is all he needed to hit the end zone.
Tucker on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens take a 3-possession lead. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Pierce now on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Houston offense out and ready to set up shop. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Stroud from the pistol. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Throwing on third down, Stroud. He's got him. That's Mixon. They get an even 10 on that play. And it sets up a Houston first.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on third down. And that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. They cost him 5 yards. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. That's complete. Here's Kirk.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s. Versus man on the drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
After a good pickup, their setup was second and short. They send a man in motion. And the play clock hits 0. This is going to be delay a game. Man in motion wasn't set in time. Just couldn't get a snap away before the play clock expired. Offense to the line for second down. Shotgun now for Stroud. Escapes the pocket. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
Third down, Mixon gets it. And without much room to work, he has a minimal gain on the final play of the third quarter. So we'll wait till after the break to see what they do on fourth down. We're to the end of the third quarter. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the fourth quarter. Only need the length of the football. It's 4th and inches. Running for it, Mixon. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
He only needed an inch, Kate, and it was a good thing because he had to fight for that. That defense put up a game effort, nearly made the play to get themselves off the field.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Throwing is Stroud. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Stroud to throw again on second. Pass caught by Mixon. Still has some space inside the 35. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. This is complete to Schultz. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Running with Mixon out of the gun. And they'll stop him after a short pickup to the 24. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on 3rd down. On the ground again with Mixon. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
4th and 3, drive on the line. Back to throw, Stroud. And they won't do it. That falls incomplete on 4th down.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Give to Henry on the inside handoff. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the second level and beyond.
First down, and they go right back to him. And they'll bring him down after a small gain to the 48. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They're running the option, short side. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. That's the 2-minute warning here from Baltimore. Ravens can rest easy with a 3-score lead. Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. Trying down the middle with Henry. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. He gets 2 out of it, but it's going to be 4th down. The Ravens going to punt this away, and here's Jordan Stout to handle that boot. And the fair catch made here at the 15. No return on that punt. And it's going to be Texans football. Houston's offense back out now and ready to go. And this a final opportunity to make things a little closer in that final score. Here's Stroud. And this one won't be caught, but we got a flag here. Looked like there may have been some early contact before that throw arrived. And it's as we expected, partner. We call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give him that first down. Stroud. Pass complete to Mechie. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout, so that's their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this second down. From the 29. Has his man. It's Mixon. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. They're set up at the 35 now. First down, Stroud. Into the hands of Schultz. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Working fast as the clock ticks towards 0. From the gun, Stroud. Searches from the pocket. And a cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up.
There was almost no resistance offered against the rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
Stroud now on third. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. Final timeout called by the Texans. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Ball on the 45, first and 10. Looking to throw, Stroud. Connects with Mechie. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
Fights off the pressure. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. So it ends as a win for the Ravens. And a lot to be happy with on both sides of the football as they come away with a total team victory in this one. Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens are your winners as we say so long from Baltimore.